Good evening, everyone. Late Night Mega here, and I picked up something. I picked up this game, the Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection, and I got this for quite a deal for about $10, and it's just got a lot of games, most of which I've never even heard of until this collection. So I wasn't too big into Genesis. I did play a few of the games. Like I've played Sonic, I've played the Vector Man games, and I played Echo the Dolphin. Yeah, a lot of these other things I've never heard of. I played Rystar, but that's only because I knew it from the Sonic Mega collection. Other than that, the rest of these games are like all new to me. Now there's like these Phantasy Star games for RPGs. There's also the first Phantasy Stars and the extras, which I have unlocked. There's Shining Force 2. These are like tactical RPGs. Shining in the Darkness, I think that might be like a dungeon crawler RPG. There's various beat-em-ups like Streets of Rage. There's the Golden Axe series. Yeah, there's just all kinds of stuff on here. So, what I wanted to show off tonight was, let's play this game, Golden Axe Warrior. This is the controls. We have action and menu. That's very complicated. In ancient times, a race of ruthless giants rebelled against the power of the elders. Usurped, they were forced to fight a brutal war, and many of them fell on the field of battle. Their followers began to think that the age of the elders has ended. Amid this turmoil, a brave warrior swore to put an end to the rebellion. He fought heroically, ultimately succeeding only because he possessed the Golden Axe, a gift from Thor's Spirit of Thunder. Many years passed, and the bitter incident was nearly forgotten. Forgotten, that is, by all but the evil giant Death Adder. Everyone lived in peace and happiness in the country of Firewood, a land ruled by the family that had mastered the magic of the 9 crystals, relics that warded off evil and preserved peace, and had also mastered spells of thunder, earth, and fire. Unable to attack Firewood, Death Adder conquered I can't read those. But longed for a day when the text is going faster and I can read it out loud. Finally, a greedy, high-ranked betrayed the king, sealing the gems of evil and death. It was burned. I'm failing to read this for you. Okay, so there's this evil Death Adder guy. There's 9 crystals, and there's a golden axe. And we're going to be the hero to fix all of this. And it was some ancient legend. So, yeah. That's really all we need to know out of this. Now, we'll go to a new game. Now, I did play a few minutes of this game just to kind of test the waters a little bit with it. Why do I have to name my character? You know what? We're going to name my character. This is becoming my default name. At some point, I might have to actually look up what this name, or what this word actually means. But yes, it's Dotard. Probably not even pronouncing it correctly. It's probably more like Dutard, but I like the sound of Dotard better. It sounds more derpy. Alright, Dotard. Firewood's facing a crisis. Why is my name all caps? Why can't I don't know. Whatever. Death Adder attacked and stole the 9 crystals which protected us. Death Adder killed your parents. Because? Destroy Death Adder and get those 9 crystals. Okay. So, a lot of people... Let's press the menu button. A lot of people think this is a Legend of Zelda clone, and quite frankly, I'm not really seeing it. Also, the main character people say looks kind of like the main character of Dragon Warrior. But once again, okay. This is totally a clone of that stuff. From the southeastern town called Cylian. When the monsters attacked, I escaped. Oh my gosh, real-ish looking black and white picture fits. I remember these back on the old Genesis days. We can stay at the inn free of charge, why not? Alright, so there's inns here. That's different from Zelda, but not different from, we'll save there. But not different from, Dragon Warrior. If you head north, you'll encounter stronger beasts, so probably shouldn't do that right away. Actually, in the few minutes that I played, I managed to find the first dungeon. Okay, so we have a key, magic feather, and magic oil. I have no idea what any of these things do. Well, okay, key opens doors. Magic feather, I don't know, it warps you back to the inn from a dungeon, or warps you out of it. One of those. That's what I'm going with. And magic oil, that could be anything. I don't know. You put it in torches to light them up. I don't know. We'll find out what it does eventually. But we don't have any money to buy that. Money is apparently the golden... It looks like golden fangs. Do I have an instruction book I can... That's a pause button. This is also a pause button. This does not give me instructions. Okay. Fair enough. We got more people to talk to. To talk to them, you just kind of walk up to them. It's a little odd. Because you don't have to press anything else. And to stop talking to them, you just walk away. That's kind of rude. Death Adder killed the King of Firewood and Princess Tyrus. Firewood's finished. It almost looks like you're making out with these people, how close you get to them before they talk. Some have seen Death Adder's monsters kneel near Milliver too. Good luck. So yeah, we can look at the map here, kind of see where we are, but we don't really know what's what around here. So I'm going to go this way, because I didn't go this way before. Now one thing you'll notice about combat, we have a shield. Combat is very similar to Legend of Zelda. Hey, that's the thing that gets us money. And so, we do have to be somewhat careful. Now, one thing you can't do is you can't just go rapid-fire swinging your sword and have it work out. That's a good way to get damaged, as is letting enemies walk into you. But actually, in the few minutes that I did end up playing this game, I was able to find the first dungeon. So at least I'm assuming it's the first dungeon. It had a big Roman numeral 1 when I went in, so I'm going to assume that's where we're going to start. Assuming I don't, die before then. I'm surprised no one's given us health yet. We died. So we'll select continue. I think we lose some of our money from dying. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we didn't have enough to really lose. I get better at fighting these guys. That thing was health. I don't know what it looks like. I'm still trying to figure that out. I've got more important issues to figure out. Yeah, enemies have invincibility frames as well. Oh, and the blue fangy thing. That thing. That's worth health. So yeah, very similar layout to original Legend of Zelda. This was like Sega's answer to that, I think. I don't know, it didn't have any sequels. At least I don't think there's a Golden Axe Warrior 2. And this was a very big departure from what the Golden Axe series had been. Because the Golden Axe series, it's a side-scroller beat-em-up. Kind of akin to one everyone's most familiar with would probably be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. So kind of like that. And I don't know where I am. Ooh, new enemies. Oh, we have those gel enemies. You also have to be pretty precise with your sword, if you kind of notice. And sometimes when you defeat all enemies on a screen, something opens up. And this... it's another save. So, yeah, we'll save the game. You also move pretty fast. You can't move diagonally. Oh, and there's a flying enemy. He only takes one shot from our current sword. And there's Zoras here as well, shooting at us from the water. That can't be right. There's a flying fish, too. Yeah, we have magic, but we don't have anything that uses magic yet. So, yeah... what I'm learning to do with combat, I think that was a piece of meat, because we'll find bigger pieces of meat that restore us more, is just kind of try and stick and move with the combat. Let's get out of here. I don't want to deal with these guys. Still don't want to deal with them. Okay, but I believe the first dungeon is right here. There's another shop I found somewhere in this region that, how can you just keep spawning? Here's the first dungeon. Actually, oh, we do have a dungeon map, sort of. And we're locked into here. So yeah, these skeleton warriors, they don't swing their swords. At least I'm not aware of them doing that. Yeah, enemies drop frequent hearts. Ooh, a key. We're probably going to need this. Yeah, I gotta get used to the combat, because there's a little bit of a, I don't want to call it three-dimension thing. Kind of like Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, sort of, where you had, like, sort of different levels of where enemies were standing, if you guys know what I mean. See, there's an example of what I mean with the sword needing to be precise with it. Why did you turn? Well, so far this dungeon has been pretty straightforward. Ha! I can poke you through there. And our sword can grab items too. That's nice. I don't know if I'm supposed to be in here for sure yet. Well, that opens the path to the right. Let's see what's here. A bunch of locked doors and a bunch of enemies. Maybe if I stand in place, that kind of works. With those two doors being locked, I could use a key on that. Why do I have 3 digits for keys? I hope I never need that many keys at once. Ooh, there's a meat. That restores more than the 1 health, that, the 1 heart, I should say, that the other thing restores. I don't even know what these things are called. I'm just calling them all things. That thing. I'll just call that small piece of meat. And that's another key. I want to go pass without keys first. Oh, the map doesn't even show me where rooms are connected. We have a room with forced bat battles. The bats will also take a break. Another thing I notice is that the enemies will deal different amounts of damage. It's not always like a half a heart sort of thing, or a full heart. There's a lot of in-between damage amounts, too. Yeah. Well, it's time to go one of these ways. Always destroy all the enemies. The skeletons are... I'm so not used to, yeah, being up and our attack is on the right side. It's weird. I mean, it makes sense in terms of this game, but, just not something I'm used to. I'm used to something straightforward, whereas this sword attack is more off to our right side. These guys are new. Oh, these guys are strong. I don't have much warning either when I'm low on health. Come on, get in a straight line. There we go. Whew. Well, with that, I'll see you all next time.